Hello, my name is Andhika Wahana Syahpraba. This video is made to fulfill my assignment in subject Public Speaking Class C. So, everyone, please enjoy. The survival of a great empire is not only determined by each leader. Under the king or emperor, there are still many important commander and general to maintaining the integrity of a country and, if possible, expanding it. In the past, the general and commanders who came to the battlefield were the pillars of the state. From their smart leadership and strategy, the kingdom can expand to areas far from the center power of the highest leader. Of course, it is not surprising that a number of warlords are remembered by history as honorable persons. The combination of military skill, bravery, and intelligence made their name worldwide. Here are some of the names of the greatest warlord the world has ever known. Number 1. Napoleon Bonaparte. Before appointing himself Emperor of France, Napoleon was already known to the Western world as a reliable military leader. His name is feared in many countries. The statesman, who was born in Corsica, August 15, 17, and 69, rose in his career during the French Revolution, thanks to the raids he led during the French Revolutionary War and the Napoleonic Wars. France succeeded in dominating Europe for a decade and eliminating enemies in a blanket that could jeopardize the coalition. Napoleon is considered as one of the greatest commanders in history, where the history of his conquests and war strategies is studied in schools around the world, including Indonesia. Napoleon is remembered as a small man with big ambitions. His charisma makes people who have met him face to face wonder, because his physique doesn't match his scary reputation at all. Number 2. Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan was the founder of the Mongol Empire and the first great Khan. For most Mongolians, he is the founder of the country. The man who was born with the name Temujin came to power after uniting the nomadic tribes in Northeast Asia through a series of battles. After being promoted to Genghis Khan, he carried out a series of invasions and conquered most of Eurasia. By the end of his life, the Mongol Empire had occupied important points in Central Asia and China as well. Genghis Khan and his soldiers were feared because they often carried out large-scale massacres against the civilians of their conquered areas. Even women and children did not escape murder. Even so, Genghis Khan is also credited with securing the Silk Road, thus creating good trade communication between Northeast Asia, Asia, and Europe. He established the Uyghur script as the prevailing writing system, practiced a meritocracy, and encouraged religious tolerance in the country. Number 3. Alexander the Great. Alexander III of Macedonia, or better known as Alexander the Great, was a king and military commander who earned the nicknames Great because of his expertise as a war leader. Alexander never lost a battle, even when his army was outnumbered, all because of clever tactics, bold strategy, and support by the loyalty of the soldiers. Alexander died at the young age of 32 years. He spent most of these years in power on military campaigns through Asia and northeastern Africa to create one of the greatest empires in history. His territory includes Greece, India, Europe, Persia, and Egypt. One of the greatest military commanders in history is known to have a close relationship with Hephaestion, whom he considered a friend, general, and adjutant. According to some sources, Hephaestion's death left him deeply depressed. It is said that Alexander's grief after Hephaestion's death played a major role in the decline in the king's physical and mental health in the final months leading up to his own death. Number 4. Ieyasu Tokugawa. Ieyasu Tokugawa was the first shogun of Japan's Tokugawa shogunate, effectively ruling Japan from the Battle of Sekigahara in 1600 until the Meiji Restoration in 1868. Ieyasu seized power in 1600, was appointed shogun in 1603, and abdicated from office in 1605, but remained in power until his death in 1616. Ieyasu possessed a number of qualities that have allowed him to rise to power. He is a careful strategist but dares to make bold decisions at the right time. He briefly allied with the Hojo clan, Nobunaga Oda, and Hideyoshi Toyotomi, and made a profit for both sides. Ieyasu has great loyalty as shown to Nobunaga Oda, although he also does not hesitate to betray if the alliance is considered detrimental. That's what he did to the Hojo family. To this day, Ieyasu is referred to as one of the three universes of Japan. The other two were his former employer, Nobunaga Oda, and Hideyoshi Toyotomi. And last but not least, Admiral Yi Sun. Admiral Yi Sun was the leader of the Korean Navy in the Imjin War and won 23 battles with military tactics and strategy. It was considered extraordinary because Yi's army was always outnumbered in every battle. Yi's most glorious victory was the Battle of Myeongnang, where he defeated 333 Japanese ships with just 13 ships. The result was that 123 ships were damaged and destroyed, and 18,000 Japanese soldiers died, while Yi Sun fleet lost ships and only lost a maximum of 36 soldiers. Admiral Yi Sun is also credited with inventing the turtle ship, which is very effective in sea battles. Today, Admiral Yi Sun is remembered as Korea's greatest hero and one of the greatest military leaders in history.